Another question is, are there any negatives about Milan? I think everybody has kind of their own personality, and some people will find the program just wonderful and so on. Other people, maybe they won't. Hello. Hi there. Cheryl Hunter with my full review of the Milan Art Mastery Program. I've completed the program. I submitted for my certificate, which is being delivered. So I'm excited. This is kind of like my own little graduation. So yay! I graduated from the Milan Art Mastery Program. And today I want to share a little bit about the program, give a full review, and then behind me is most of my portfolio pieces. There are a few. One is currently in a gallery for a juried art show, and then there's a couple pieces that I'm doing some touch up on, and they're wet, so I didn't want to put them up anyway. But most of it's here, so. At the end, I will move my chair so you can kind of get a quick view. But first of all, I just want to do a review. I want to thank those of you who have joined me on this journey, and I appreciate anyone new who's coming to the channel. So I do have some notes, so I'm going to switch over to my notes, and hopefully that won't be distracting. That I'm reading from notes, but I just want to make sure that I'm covering everything. So let me open that up. So, first of all, how much did it cost? A lot of people ask that. I started the Milan Art Mastery Program a year ago, almost exactly a year ago. And it was before the recent changes in their pricing and available plans. At that time, it was one price if you paid up front, and then a slightly higher price if you paid in payments. And I opted for payments and paid $200 a month for a year. And at that time, they also offered optional mentoring for additional fees. I couldn't squeeze the mentoring into my budget, so I wasn't able to take advantage of that part of the program. I really wish I could have, because I really believe that it would have, obviously it would have provided more guidance, and I feel like I would have been able to improve some things that now, I'll probably go back and try and learn and review. That being said, the fee for the program is very reasonable considering the instruction that you receive. And so, now they have a different program. So if you're thinking about taking the course, go check it out, because they've restructured it and there's mentoring included, I think, in each level. Anyway, but go check that out. I think that's a good improvement. So what are the lessons like? Well, as far as the instruction, the founders and family members of the Milan Art Institute were the presenters for each video lesson. There was a mixture of lecture style and demonstration with a sprinkle of inspirational videos. The demonstrations were easy to follow, and they touched on many different types of medium, as well as a variety of processes and styles. So it was pretty thorough in covering the different kinds of approaches to creating fine art. So how is this course different from college? A lot of people are wondering about that. Why don't I just take a college course? Well, there's a lot of things I could say about that, but let me just say one of the beneficial differences in taking the Milan course over a college art course is the quick pace and the wide exposure to various ways of producing art up front. So in the college courses that I experienced, it was required that the student take 12 weeks or so of one medium before being able to advance to painting or to another type of art. then another 12 weeks or so of another type of median before getting to the next type. And there were prerequisites and so on. A year later, I had, basic drawing, basic color theory and mixing, basic figure drawing, and an introduction to oil painting, all of which could get me started, obviously, in, at least beginning to do some art. But it's still not what Milan offers. Because with the Milan program, I was able to learn multiple styles and processes, and then learn about making art that's gallery ready. As far as the quality, what they're looking for, all of those kinds of things. College courses don't necessarily teach you that. Depends on the instructor, I suppose, but none of my college courses even talked about those things, let alone what kind of canvas you should be painting on or any of that. It was just the basics. So add to that the challenging art assignments that Milan puts you through. And basically, it's a grueling course. You're doing a lot of assignments every week. So it's not just a laid back thing. You're really engaged in producing a lot of paintings. And the value of what Milan's program provides is definitely, I think, more bang for your buck than a college course. Of course, if my goal was to achieve an art degree for some other career art opportunities in art, of course, college would have been the only way. But that wasn't my goal. And, I don't know what your goal is, but for me, to be a full-time artist, it meant I want to learn just the skills I need to do that. I don't need to learn all of the other things that a college course requires. So anyway, all right. So what made you decide on Milan? That question is interesting. My discovery of the Milan program came while I was looking for an online course because the colleges near me didn't offer the classes I wanted. I had already taken all the basics for other purposes, and then the private instruction near me was not available at the times and days that were convenient for me. So when I found the Milan program, it took me nearly a year to make a decision to do it. I was hesitant in taking the program because I didn't really know about their professional integrity yet. So I had to do some research on that. And I'm like that. I'm very wary of anything online. So I made sure to research them and read some reviews and so on about the program before I made a decision. How long have I been making art? I've been creating art since I was in elementary school. I think most people have. I really wanted to make art my career someday, but I was convinced over the years that no one can make a living just doing art. So I kind of pushed the dream to the side. I would do it once in a while. I'd just do a painting or something, but I was self-taught for the most part, other than high school and some general education college courses. But then while earning my degree in communications later, as an older adult, and this was just probably 10 years ago, I want to say, the required art courses kind of inspired me to take up painting again, really pursue it a little bit more. And I began to do a lot of commissions for friends and relatives, a lot of like plants and succulents and landscapes and a lot of pets, which was fun, actually. And then I went ahead and started my website. I'm also a writer, so I had this website that was for my books, my art, so on. And then I tried opening up an Etsy account and a couple other things too that are similar to Etsy to try and sell prints of my art. But I only sold one thing through those different companies. But I did have a lot of commission sales through sharing of like finished pieces on social media. I would get contacted about doing other commissions. So, that was cool, but I still wasn't in the swing of it yet. And I retired from my 9-to-5 working world in 2022 to care for my adult disabled son. And then I signed up for the program. So in the process of all of those things happening, I finally decided, let me just do it. They seem to be reputable. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. I'm put on a credit card and do it. So I did. And then another question that's come up is, has your painting improved and are you full-time yet? I have noticed a change in my confidence level and process of painting. Confidence level meaning, I'm not as slow and careful, and it's like, I'm going to sketch this out. I can always cover it up later if I don't like the shape. I can always reformat it. I was always trying to be too meticulous in the beginning, and I wasn't confident in sharing things. And now I'm like, you know what? People will like it, people won't like it, whatever. So that's what I mean by confident. But I've seen a definite improvement in my color mixing and my understanding of how to use oil paint and different mediums for making oil paint dry faster, go on smoother, a lot of techniques using different mediums. So I'm not yet where I want to be, but the more I paint, the closer I do rise to my goal. The main advantage I now have is my drive to be prolific. So that means I'm more driven to paint as many paintings as I can. I just love it, and I keep painting and keep painting, keep coming up with ideas, and I work on my art every day. If I can't get to painting, I'm at least working on sources. I'm answering emails or uploading to my website. So I'm working on my art business every single day. I'm not necessarily painting, 8 hours a day, but I'm doing something on the business. So this is a habit that's established as a result of the Milan program. And I'm a full-time artist. I just haven't seen full-time income yet, but that's coming. So my struggle is that what I enjoy painting, though, is not necessarily what sells. And I'm dealing with that now. So I'll talk about that a little more later. But another question is, are there any negatives about Milan? I think everybody has kind of their own personality, and some people will find the program just wonderful and so on. Other people, maybe they won't care for the delivery of the instructors. I don't know. But to me, there's a lot of things involved in whether or not you're getting anything out of the program. So when we say negative, it's like, I didn't experience anything I want to say negative, but there are some things I can say they should maybe consider to improve on. And one I think is in the structure, like I said earlier, where mentorship becomes kind of a part of it. I think that they've made some changes to allow for that. But one of the things too was I would like to see them emphasize how different art should be presented. For example, we did an assignment on the 22 by 30 archival paper, and you can see here my underwater paintings. That was fun, by the way. There was a mixed media on archival paper. Well, the archival paper that I found was all, huge, beautiful paper, but I had no idea, how do I sell that? How do I show that? If I want to go to a art fair and I want to take some of my paintings, what's the best way to display that? I have no idea. And I haven't been able to really find anything. There's videos on how to mount them on the internet. You could put it in a glass frame, but I would like to see them cover how to best show your art. I think that would be helpful. Anyway, they did cover how to varnish and wire canvas. But the other thing was, what's the best way to deliver art in person? I know shipping, they covered a little bit of that. And shipping is something that you can find anywhere on the internet, on YouTube, basically, how to ship your art. That's something I can figure out. But what's the protocol, or what's the professional way to deliver a finished painting? Do you wrap it in some kind of paper? Do you bring it in some kind of box? What do? Do you just bring it by itself? So if I want to take a finished painting to a juried show or a gallery, or even to a customer, should I wrap it up or bring it as is? Those are things that I think, little teeny details that might be good for them to add at some point. So another thing is, for those students who are stretched enough in paying for this course, adding the mentor is a challenge. So I did say that I think they've kind of changed that. But one of the things that might be helpful is just doing a small group Zoom style, maybe twice throughout the course, where they let you, and maybe they limit it. So, first come, first serve. You submit a piece that you want critique on, and then they give you a little bit of guidance, a little bit of a critique in that group Zoom meeting, something like that. And maybe they're offering that in the new program. It's possible. All right. So what is your overall impression, and is it worth it? Overall, I feel that my money and time was well spent. It's the type of program that you need to have self-discipline to complete, and it'll be challenging if you're in a constant need of feedback. You will need to ask yourself, what are you in it for? Because do you want to learn how to be a better artist and turn it into a business, or are you looking for pats on the back? If you're in need of feedback or compliments on your work, it might be best for you to take a college course or go to like a local art class in person, because that way you've got somebody giving you feedback. And if you're doing a fabulous job, they're going to be saying, oh my gosh, you're awesome. This is great. I love this. Or they're going to say, you know what, you might want to tweak this or that. If you need that, Milan might not work out for you unless you're doing the mentorship part. Because if you really want to make it a full-time career, Milan will point you in the right direction for that, because it's got to be for you. It can't be for the accolades of everyone else. That's not necessarily going to get you anywhere. Running an art business is going to require many things that aren't related to just making beautiful paintings. So, seeing happy customers, staying in touch with those customers, making money for your time and talent, and doing what you love in the process is what Milan can kind of set you up for. They help you with marketing and the business end and all of that. And college courses certainly don't do that for you. So that's it for my Milan videos for now. That's my review. I think it's an incredible program, at least the version that I took. I don't know what the new one will be like. I'm assuming it'll be pretty much the same, probably greatly improved with a lot more student interaction, and that's a good thing. So good luck to you. But going forward, my channel will be filled with inspirational and instructional videos that are and things about living an artist's life. So I won't be doing really anything on Milan unless there's some kind of interaction I have with them that I'm excited to share with you. But thank you for being a part of my Milan Art Mastery Program journey. And best to you in your own adventure. If you decide to take the Milan program, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you are in the program still. Let me know how it's going. And congratulations if you've graduated as well, or if you're soon to graduate. It's a pretty simple process. And I just appreciate everything that I learned through them. And so now I'm going to step aside. Let me close out my notes here because I don't need them. Close them out. All right. And open the sail back up here. There we go. All right, so I'm going to move out of the way just to let you kind of gaze at my small bunch of portfolio paintings. And thank you for joining me today. So let me move out of the way real quick here. So here we go. Just quick look at all my goodies. Way up here. Some of them are falling. I guess I should fix that. Yep, they're falling. Okay, well, that's okay. Tune down. My cactus. Anyway, so there we are. So thanks again for joining me on this adventure, and happy painting. I'll see you in the future with some other types of videos. Yay, Milan. Thank you, Milan, very much for this wonderful experience. I really appreciate it, and I hope to meet your family someday. Anyway, see you later. Bye-bye.